welcome. Well, one of the many fallouts of the COVID-19 pandemic has been a disruption in the education system, and now hundreds of thousands of final year graduate and undergraduate students are grappling with a major dilemma: to give their final year exams physically at an exam center in the middle of a pandemic or not to. Now, despite some states like Punjab and Delhi cancelling the university exams in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic, the HRD ministry and the UGC have stuck to their exam schedules. As they say, academic evaluation of students is a must to ensure their credibility in the world and advance their career opportunities. Now, as the University Grants Commission has announced that the final year university exam should be conducted by September end, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has demanded the cancellation of the schedule, saying it is extremely unfair to conduct exams during a COVID-19 pandemic and that students should be promoted on the basis of past performance. He's even hashtagged it as #SpeakUpForStudents. Many chief ministers, including Punjab's Amrinder Singh, Bengal's Mamata Banerjee and Delhi's Arvind Kejriwal, all non-BJP states, have urged the Prime Minister to review the exam issue. Arvind Kejriwal has pleaded for the sake of the youth of India that the Prime Minister must intervene. Aditya Thackeray has tweeted, "I urge the UGC not to make this a silly issue of egos and realize that lakhs of lives of students, teachers, non-teaching staff are at stake." Kerala, though, has declared that it will go by the UGC's directive, and Haryana, a BJP state, has said that it is consulting Vice Chancellor. So we're asking tonight, in these testing times, what should take precedence, merit or safety? And is there merit to the students demanding that their exams be cancelled and that they be internally assessed as we are living through a pandemic? First on the show tonight, we have Saloni Gaur. You may know her better by her comic name Nazma Api. She is an Indian comedian, but what is a lesser known fact perhaps is that she is also a final year DU student. And first, thank you for joining us, Saloni. But first, her post on the UGC not cancelling final year exams for postgraduate students got 400,000 views on Instagram. So let's just watch that first.
नहीं दोस्तों, स्क्रॉल डाउन मत करना। मैं नेहा कक्कड़ सलोनी ही हूँ और ये मेरे आंसू किसी कंटेस्टेंट का दुख सुन के या टिकटॉक और शीन के बैन होने की वजह से नहीं आ रहे हैं। ये इसलिए आ रहे हैं क्योंकि मेरे एग्जाम्स कैंसिल नहीं हो रहे। अरे ये थाली और ताली वाले टास्क तक तो ठीक था, लेकिन ये ऑनलाइन एग्जाम तो टास्क भी नहीं, स्टंट है। और जिस देश में 15 सेकंड का टिकटॉक वीडियो चलने में बफर करता है, वहाँ 3 घंटे का ऑनलाइन एग्जाम कैसे देगा बच्चा? वैसे भी डिग्री से क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है यार। हमारे देश में डिग्री वाले चेतन भगत भी और बिना डिग्री वाले मिनिस्टर्स भी। और प्लेसमेंट की उम्मीद तो हमें कभी थी नहीं। हम तो ग्रेजुएट होना चाह रहे थे ताकि कॉन्वोकेशन में वो टोपी उड़ाने वाली फोटो मिल जाए, और अब तो कॉन्वोकेशन भी होती नहीं दिख रही है। तो एग्जाम से भी कैंसिल करा दो ना। और ये जो कॉलेज में एक बल्ब फ्यूज हो जाने पर कन्हैया कुमार बनने वाले स्टूडेंट लीडर्स थे, वो कहाँ है? और ये बॉलीवुड से भी कोई स्टूडेंट लाइव्स मैटर नहीं लिख रहा है। तो अब तो मेरी आखिरी उम्मीद सिर्फ देश की सारी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने वाले अक्षय कुमार सर से ही है। सर, आप प्लीज हमारी लाइफ पर बनने वाली मूवी में क्वेश्चन पेपर का रोल कर देना, लेकिन हमारे एग्जाम्स कैंसिल करा दो।
Saloni, that's rip-tickling and it has touched a chord. But what are your real views as a final year student about the UGC's decision? Because you're a DU student, so the AAP government has cancelled all state university exams. But as DU is a central university, which is also why it's so highly coveted, you will have to sit for your exams. Are you prepared for that?
No, I'm completely not prepared. When I came home before lockdown, it was just a 1-week mid-semester break. I did not bring any books with me, so I have nothing. I have no resources to study. Obviously, my teachers have helped a lot. They have sent us notes, but this is not a way to study. There is a whole pandemic going on. But I don't know how will people study, and I don't have a proper internet connection. When I'm talking to you, I am sitting at a room on my terrace, so that the network connection is quite good. But the thing is, when we were
given how prolific you are on Instagram and Twitter, if that is truly the case of someone like you, who is, known more for her comedic characters and the videos that you post, what would be the reality in the rest of the country for hundreds and other students?
Exactly. I mean, I live in a city, but there are students who come from village or different areas where internet connection is not that good. I mean, even we did that mock test thing. The university conducted all these mock tests, and the site kept on crashing. I don't know how will we going to perform if there is a proper exam. I mean, not everybody gave that mock test. Even I was thinking, ki, what's the need to give it? I mean, there were no question papers for our course, so I thought let's just not give it. But then I thought let's just see what it is going to happen when I appear for my exams like on that day. So I just decided to go to do that mock testing, and then the site kept on crashing. I did not even see my question paper. I couldn't even upload my answer sheet. It was just complete, like I said in my video, it's a complete stunt they're asking.
But this exam that you will have to do will be a physical exam, right? Not online.
No. It's an online exam.
Yours, okay. So, but Saloni, on the other hand, I just want to ask, you have defined yourself on social media, and you've said that you still can't believe that your parents have allowed you to do what you love to do without an MBA degree. So you do at some level realize the value of degrees in a country like India. Do you think that's going to change? Do you think there's absolutely no importance, no need at all to hold an exam? Because the UGC thinks for those reasons there is.
I mean, there is no need for DU to hold any exams. Like, this is not an annual exam format. It's a semester format. We've already given 5 semester exams. So it's just 1 semester. So there's no need to hold exams right now. I mean, hum log ne 5 semesters, so continuously we have given exams. So you can just, scrap for one time. And I just read that news ki they're saying that we are going to the exams will give them career opportunities. What career opportunities they are talking about? We don't even get placements in our college. I don't know what is going to happen now.
No, but that's my point, right? Saloni, not everyone is like you. Not everyone has been able to find an alternative career that's so off the beaten chart and manage to become a success at it. Many other students may be saying, give us a chance to take these exams because I can't give up 1 year of my life. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
No, so we're just saying that, scrap that exam for 1 semester and then just promote us for what we have done for like 5 semesters. There's no need to hold these exams after a year or after 4 to 5 months. Just scrap them. I mean, 5 semesters is a lot of exams we have given, so and we have scored quite well. So yeah, there's no need to hold.
All right,
Saloni
Gaur, thank you so much. We also have Professor Sukhadeo Thorat. He's the former chairman of the UGC, along with 28 other professors from institutes across the country. They've written a letter to the chairman of the UGC, the current chairman, demanding that it cancel final year exams and grade students using alternative methods. He now joins us. Professor Thorat, you have in this letter called the UGC's latest guidelines on examinations as unfortunate. Why?
Guidelines say that it is compulsory that everybody should hold examination. So the risk part is then exposed. That will continue. Our whole attempt for social isolation is to avoid the contact. And if we hold examination, bringing thousands of people together, then the risk part is there. Now the other argument is that if you hold an examination simply because this year student will be judged differently because they have been given marks on the basis of past performance. Now, the solution is that if you take a uniform policy for all the students in the country, postgraduate, undergraduate, then there is no way to make a differentiation, at least within the country. And I don't think the out-country universities outside the country, those who try admission outside, will make any difference. They as long as they get the certificate. So I think that argument, that problem can be overcome if you take a uniform policy for all the students, all the university, public and the private. There is also an argument that, some of the students who take exam will improve their grade. So we are sort of not giving them the chance. Now the point is, I think this argument cut both ways. First is that we don't have a statistic. How many students generally in the past have improved over their earlier performance. There is also a possibility that some of them may get less grade than they got earlier. So I think this argument is not based on any fact as such.
All right, but sir,
I am generally in favor of evaluating on the basis of past performance and even awarding a degree because it's a balanced approach.
But sir, I was just trying to say that, yes, the health of students is paramount, but the UGC says that it's crucial to ensure academic credibility, that academic evaluation of students is very important. It's a milestone in any education system. What about that? And what about those who argue that you must hold exams for this reason?
I was looking at some statistic. The section which have been badly affected are the informal workers who work without contract, and so they are on the road now. The casual worker, they are on the road now, and there are self-employed who are into petty businesses. They are on the road now. Now, these constitute a very sizable portion of our population, worker. But I have estimated that what is the proportion of students coming from these three vulnerable groups which have been hit very badly. And I discovered that about 39% of our graduate and postgraduate come from these three class of vulnerable section which have been affected badly. Now imagine, this section of the society is suffering from underconsumption, that time malnutrition, and they are worried, and then there is substantial portion are migrant workers. Now their children who are doing a graduate and undergraduate, are we treating them on par with others who are safe? Those who are regular salary, those who are in big businesses and secure income, their children have time to study, their children have no problems to worry about. But here is a 39% of the students we suffer most. They won't be able to concentrating on study at all because of the family problem. So I think we have to be little fair, to others also when we make a suggestion.
That's some very important points. We have to be fair. Let's get in Professor Geeta Bhatt. She is a political analyst and the director of the NCWB at the University of Delhi. Geeta Bhatt, why push for sitting for exams in a pandemic? Aditya Thackeray, for example, has said that unless the HRD ministry and the UGC take responsibility for the health of each student appearing for exams, he says one wonders what the guarantee is, apart from just that the ministry and the UGC don't realize the growing number of cases in India.
Okay, well, so as I can see from the previous panelists, there are three issues which I think I need to address. First is regarding the guidelines which the UGC has issued. Second is related to the examination specific to I think Delhi University, which was the case. And the third is that why is it important that examination for third year students need to take place. So as far as the UGC guidelines, if you go through them, they have been very, very comprehensively drafted. Each and every minute detail, including a standard operating procedure, has been listed, where even small things like that after every examination, how from washrooms to staircases they have to be clean, masks have to be provided and have to be disposed by the invigilators who are sitting in invigilating the examination, so on and so forth. So much so that even the the sitting plan for examination, so that social distancing is maintained, even that has been specified. It has been done in such a detailed manner. So any university who looks forward and goes ahead for the examination, if complies with these guidelines which have been given,
I think that's the crucial point. If there's compliance, honestly, are you telling us that we as Indians should believe that what rules have been made are followed on the ground, what plan has been formulated on paper actually works out on the ground? There are
there is no system is perfect, even when there was a pen and paper.
They'll be putting at risk if they go to sit for an exam. Geeta, I just want to ask you, we saw class 10 exams taking place in Karnataka, and immediately after that, I think 32 students tested positive. The government says those students never sat for exams. But many other parents must be very fearful after their children went for the same exams as these 32 children.
Kerala University has gone ahead. They have already conducted their examination. Himachal Pradesh has done it. So many other states have gone ahead and done the examination. The point is that there is no system which is perfect. Even when you are having a pen paper examination, there were people who were going ahead, and there were so many cheating cases across the country. But that does not mean we will stop holding the examinations for that. Second point is that any kind of, while any student who's earning any kind of a degree, if there is no scholarship attached to it, if there is no merit attached to it, in the larger interest of the the concern for the students, it is very, very important that there should be some credibility attached to the degree, and that is what is of utmost important, because if you look globally, United Nations report is also there. Majority of the universities have gone ahead with their final year students examinations, and that is one reason for this, so that there adds a scholarship to it. And there are many students, meritorious, bright students, who get an opportunity to put forward and to show their competence in, when there are examinations taking place. And for any education system, teaching, learning and evaluation, this is what makes a complete education system. Thirdly, when there were certain issues regarding about online examination, there was a student who was speaking earlier. I would like to again clarify over here that the Delhi University examination is a remotely controlled examination. It is not complete online exam. You only need an online connection to download an examination paper, and then
Okay, let's get other views. So Maya Gupta is a DU student. She's a law student also, enrolled in the LLB program at the Campus Law Center, University of Delhi. So Maya Gupta, what would your response be to Dr. Geeta Bhatt? She says there's no perfect system. Why are students protesting so much over this? Is this just students being students and saying they don't want to give exams?
It's really funny that even in a pandemic where situation is extremely gruesome, students have come back home without access to library, without access to course material, with limited e-resources which have been sponsored by our universities. We only have access to that. Geeta ma'am said that teaching, learning and evaluation makes the education system complete. My point is that the teaching learning did not happen. The teaching learning did not happen evenly. In my university, for example, there were subjects which were being taught. These subjects which were being taught were taught by different methods, different platforms. Some teachers are sending us WhatsApp notes. Some teachers are organizing a Zoom call. Some teachers are, taking a Google Classroom session. And then there were some teachers who did not take exams. So if your teaching learning has not been accessed equally, what purpose does evaluation even serve?
Okay, quickly, Geeta, respond over here. Will you at least accept and acknowledge that, the teaching hasn't been perfect? You said nothing is perfect. Let's admit, post the pandemic, post the lockdown, if the syllabus hasn't been taught, what are you wanting to evaluate these students based on?
What I would like to put forward is that the teachers, university teachers, have really taken that extra mile in, coming forward and taking up of the classes.
That. They had their own challenges.
90%
they were also thrown into this pandemic and had to go online and take classes overnight.
They even made efforts to actually, learn about these
nobody's
ICT tools.
refuting that. The point is, at the end, were the children taught anything?
And they gave, in terms of providing teaching material, in helping the students with the course material, extra efforts have been made in this direction.
So
yes, these are extreme circumstances. These are extreme circumstances. No one is denying. But does that mean that we don't try to look at a way forward? To look at a way forward. There is a second chance. It is not that this is the only those students who want to go ahead.
1 second. Let's get in Hasmita Ganeswamy. She's a 17-year-old. She's joining us from Guntur. Hasmita, you are prepping for the NEET exams, which are going to be held, or currently at least scheduled for the 15th of September, and you want these exams to go ahead. Is that correct? That would make you, a minority here. Other students don't want the exams to go ahead. Why are you keen that your exam goes ahead?
Yes, I wanted the exams to go ahead because without NEET, I don't think there would be another fair way to get us placements in all the colleges. But if they can come up with another fair way, to give all the students all over India placements in all the colleges, then maybe they can cancel NEET and go ahead with the fair decision.
And would your NEET exam be online or a physical exam?
Ours is actually a physical exam, but I feel it would be safer if it was an online exam.
Are you comfortable in going and doing a physical exam, or do you need that you don't want to miss a year and you've been working so hard for the NEET exam, you're between a frying pan and the fire and you just want to get this done? Will you be willing to go and do it physically?
If it is to get over, then I would be willing to do it physically. But I would prefer it if it was online, it would be safer.
But of course, online has its own demerits, many issues, concerns raised about that. Okay, joining me now are two students from Bangalore. Let's call them Anil and Agni. They want to keep their identity hidden because they oppose their university's plan, that is the Christ deemed to be university, which is holding examinations for the intermediate semester students. In fact, the examinations begin tomorrow. So thank you both, Anil and Agni. You have an exam tomorrow, so still you joining us. Now, the state government has given a directive to universities to cancel exams for non-final year students, but your university is still holding these exams, right? But these are online exams, they're not a physical exam. So the argument, one big argument that students' lives are being endangered doesn't hold. So why are you against this? Anil?
Go ahead with this, if that's okay.
Okay, Agni, go ahead. We can hear you clearly.
Yes, ma'am. So, considering the fact that there are so many students who made this choice a couple of weeks ago, when the pandemic hadn't worsened and Bengaluru did not have to have another lockdown, and when we had the option to go to internet cafes to find out alternate mediums through which we could attempt the exam, that was when we made the choice. And the choice was not between giving the exam now or never giving it. The choice was actually between giving the exam now or giving the exam later. So technically what the university has done is forum shopping. So they've decided to follow what they think is good for them with respect to the laws and guidelines, and have chosen to ignore what's not good for them instead of following the law in entirety. And the main reason we're opposing conducting exams online is because not everybody has access to internet. And when we left, we had to leave in a hurry within 2 or 3 days, and not many of us had the time to pack up and collect all our notes. In fact, even some of our teachers and our faculty did not have the requisite notes. And now that they've changed the entire, examination pattern, it's still similar to the end semester exams that we would have otherwise written. We've written 3 exams already, and they can pass us on a pro rata basis, but they have decided to not do that and conduct a 2-hour exam, which requires us to study from our course material and then give the exam. But
Okay,
the issue happens.
let me quickly get Arun in. Arun, but the university says you can do it online now, or you can appear for it later if you want, right? So what's the problem? My only question is, we are living through a pandemic and you all are still students. Isn't this, I mean, if you don't learn to deal with the pressure of things, the carpet being pulled out from under you, new challenges being thrown ahead of you, then what will you do later? Isn't that what an education or college is about?
Ma'am, the issue is not limited to that. The issue is that we are being put under this concept of prisoner's dilemma. The university has chosen to follow the UGC guidelines and not abide by the state regulations. Now the students are requesting, at least on sympathetic
But
basis,
correct,
and
right?
humanitarian
Because
grounds,
that is the
do not
UGC.
cancel the exam.
Okay, go
Now,
ahead.
what we are requesting or suggesting is that let there be another comprehensive method of evaluation. Why just exams? These are exceptional times and exceptional situations require exceptional methods to be implemented. And deemed to be universities can take lead in them. Why not these institutions? These institutions are given autonomy for a reason. So if they are giving autonomy for a reason, why do they have to experiment with students for the first time in some practical methods? Having so much theory around, we haven't been able to find a vaccine to inlay. Practically, the only way we can survive today is with a mask outside. So why not inculcate students with such practical aspects? Is your online exam only the method or solution? Why are we going back when autonomy has been given to you as an institution? It is
All right.
so useful.
All right. Well, thank you all the students who've joined us today. Geeta Bhatt, thank you too. I think, as one of our panelists said, the students are caught between a rock and a hard place, but this is certainly not the last we've heard on this story. We hope we were able to highlight all the aspects and all the views involved. Thank you.